Welcome back to a brand new season of Connected Cultures. I'm Jaylen Sturdivant.
And I'm Seth Peterson. We are back for the fall semester, but we're doing things that's just a little different.
That's right. Culture exists all around us, even here at App State.
One thing that college students anywhere enjoy is coffee, and no one does coffee better than Boone.
Let's go on the street and see what our fellow Mountaineers think about the coffee culture on campus.
All right, I'm Davis. I'm here with
Delaney.
Dalton.
I'm Gabby.
Zach.
Austin.
Kate Watson.
Andrew.
And we're going to answer some questions about coffee.
Sounds good, man.
What is your favorite coffee spot in Boone?
Talia.
Talia?
Yeah.
Probably Crossroads.
This is biased because I work at Crossroads, so I'm going to say Crossroads.
It's gotta be Crossroads, man.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Probably the Starbucks.
I'm a big fan of Kova Coffee. It's a small place, really nice.
Ooh, I like Espresso News. Great local coffee shop right there on King Street.
How many cups of coffee do you drink a day?
3. Maybe a little bit more. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I don't drink that much coffee, but yeah,
How many cups a day would you say that you drink?
a fourth of a cup. So probably 1 cup every 4 or 5 days.
Maybe one. More of an energy drink guy.
0.
Me too.
Yeah, not my thing.
1, but 2 if I'm feeling good. If I need 2 cups, I'll drink 2 cups.
2, maybe 3, depending on what I have to do. So
2, maybe 3. Depends if I'm working at night and in the mornings. Got classes at both 8 a.m. and 5 at night, so need a little bit to get through the day.
What state in America produces the most coffee?
California.
I'm gonna say California.
I couldn't tell you. I would think maybe, Florida?
I have no idea.
In America, I'll go California, maybe?
Incorrect.
Oh,
Georgia.
California.
Hawaii.
Really? That's cool.
Is coffee a fruit?
No.
Well, it comes with That's a good question. Back to you.
I'm gonna say it is a fruit.
Yes.
yes, because it has seeds, right?
Is coffee a fruit?
No, because it's a bean?
No.
It is. What country imports the most coffee in the world besides America?
Colombia.
Colombia.
Colombia?
What country imports the most coffee that isn't America?
I would say Brazil.
Panama.
Somewhere in North America? I don't know where.
Colombia.
Incorrect. It's Germany.
That's such a lie.
What country produces the most coffee?
Germany.
It's gonna be something that I am not gonna guess.
I'm gonna go with Colombia.
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 I think this might be one of the other answers. I'm gonna go Colombia again.
Brazil.
Correct.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. First one right. There we go. Brazil.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
App State students really know their coffee, but don't really know too much about where it originally comes from, and neither do I.
Same here, but I'd love to find out.
When we come back, we'll tell you all about the history of coffee.
To a place where you can grow.
A place to be heard.
And take a closer look.
A place where you can crush it.
And push yourself.
A place to find your voice.
This place rocks. And rolls.
A place where you can get out.
A place you'll never forget.
So where is this place? Let me show you.
Hi, neighbor.
I'm Ryan Perone.
And I'm Elena Jones.
Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. as we explore the events, organizations, and people that make the High Country so special.
You can tune in on channel 198 for Spectrum customers, channel 20 or 1020 for SkyBest customers, or channel 23-3 on campus.
Also, make sure to follow us at Instagram at @hi_neighbor AppTV for up-to-date coverage of events happening and student-made content. Until then,
Bye, neighbor.
The football season's over, but we are far from done. With basketball picking up and March Madness right around the corner, catch all your App State national sports news on Charter Cable Channel 198 and on YouTube at AppTV. Let's have a great year and roll Nears.
AppTV's gaming news channel is back for Season 8. Pixel Peek is your source for the latest gaming news, reviews, gameplay, and much more. Be sure to check out our new season bi-weekly at apptv.com or any of these channels every Thursday.
Hey, I'm Jaylen Sturdivant, and today on Connected Cultures, we've been talking a whole lot about the different types of coffee culture and how good it is. And I mean, we all like coffee, but what about the history of coffee? Where does it come from? That's what I'm here for. Coffee has such a rich history dating back to centuries of old oral tradition in modern-day Ethiopia. Unfortunately, the where or when it was cultivated or consumed hasn't been found. Coffee was used as an aid to concentration during prayers for Sufi monasteries in Yemen. Coffee later spread to Levant and Persia in the early 16th century, and in Italy the second half of the 16th century. This was done through commercial Mediterranean trade routes, while Central and Eastern Europeans learned of coffee from the Ottomans. By the mid-17th century, coffee had reached India and the East Indies. One of the earliest cultivation of coffee in the New World was when Gabriel de Clieu brought coffee seedlings to Martinique in 1720. These beans later sprouted 18,680 coffee trees, which enabled its spread to other Caribbean islands like Saint-Domingue and also to Mexico. Saint-Domingue supplied half the world's coffee by 1788. Brazil became the largest producer of coffee globally and has held that status ever since 1852. Since 1950, there has been an emergence of several other major producers, notably Colombia, Ivory Coast, Ethiopia, and Vietnam. The latter overtook Colombia and became the second largest producer in 1999. The combination of modern production techniques along with the mass productization of coffee has made it a household item today. Another big important part in the cultivation and production of coffee was the exploitation of African slave laborers on French colonial plantations and the exploitation of indigenous people across many countries. In the 19th century, this type of cultivation and harsh conditions were taken up by many countries, and some even led to big conflicts. Speaking of conflicts, even before the 19th century, after the Boston Tea Party of 1773, large numbers of Americans switched to drinking coffee during the American Revolution because drinking tea had become unpatriotic. In the 20th century, Latin American countries faced a possible economic collapse. Before World War II, Europe was consuming large amounts of coffee. Once the war started, Latin America lost 40% of its market. Coffee was and is a Latin American commodity. The US saw this and talked with the Latin American countries and came to an agreement on an equitable division of the US market. Not only did the value of coffee double, but it greatly benefited coffee producers and the Latin American countries. I know we've been talking a lot about coffee and its important roots throughout history, but I'd be remiss if I didn't include this fun fact. Coffee is indeed a kind of fruit. That's right, you heard me, it's a kind of fruit. Coffee beans are actually seeds of a fruit commonly referred to as a coffee cherry. These little red fruits grow on shrubs and bushes. I bet that's something that you didn't know that you learned today. From vanilla lattes to cold brews to pumpkin spice all the way to frappuccinos, coffee has a rich history across the world. I hope you enjoyed today's history lesson with yours truly, Jaylen. I had no idea coffee has been so important to humans all around the world.
Oh yeah, people everywhere love the almighty coffee bean.
When we come back, we'll talk about coffee on campus with the good people at Crossroads Coffee and Espresso News.
What brings us to mountains? Is it the possibilities that await us at the top? Are we looking forward to how the challenge will mold us, transform us? Maybe the mountain is inside all of us. After all, we are Mountaineers. Appalachian State University.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us.
This is the Appalachian Weekly News.
I'm outside the courthouse where a Watauga High School student is on trial.
The App State men's basketball team started their title defense tomorrow night.
Be sure to catch new editions of the Appalachian Weekly News live at 12 p.m. every Friday to stay up to date on the latest news from campus and the community. See us on watchapptv.com, SkyBest Channel 20 and 1020, and Charter Spectrum Channel 198.
Life is a journey. We're told that there are mountains and valleys before us. A mountaineer trudges through. Where others see an obstacle, a mountaineer sees an opportunity. A mountaineer climbs tomorrow's mountains today. So what is a mountaineer? A mountaineer is you.
Welcome back to Connected Cultures. We've been talking about the culture of drinking coffee, but what is it like to work at a shop on campus?
Every coffee place in Boone seems to be packed all the time, and I want to know what everyone's in line for.
Thankfully, we have some good friends who work as baristas at Crossroads Coffee and Plymouth Student Union and Espresso News on Howard Street.
Let's hear what they have to say about it.
Crossroads in particular has always been a place that people go to gather, meet friends. I remember before there were a lot of students, the rushes weren't as long, but now there is. Anybody who walks by Crossroads can see the line out the door, but we handle it pretty well. It's really fun. I've made a lot of good friends. Everyone who works here is just like really fun and like you can get along well. We have our own group chat and we send memes and like everyone takes care of each other. It's fun during, I think it's fun during a rush when you're playing good music and then everybody's like dancing behind the line and doing their thing. It's a college campus. People want their caffeine. A lot of the clubs come in, a lot of different like social groups at Upstate, be it like a community or a club or a group will come in and meet. So it seems to be just like this watering hole for people. Obviously there's the proximity of it being on campus, but I think the type of vibe that is cultivated in Crossroads with the music, the type of people, it makes the place really fun for people to come. I love cappuccinos. I don't really like sugary drinks, which is funny because most of our menu is sugary. The hardest part about the job is learning how to steam milk, and to make a cappuccino you have to get the right sized bubbles and a certain amount of foam. And if somebody knows what a cappuccino is supposed to look like, they're going to tell you if there's an issue.
It's a really great experience though. I do enjoy the typical day of being able to open and then having that rush and having to knock down orders. I feel like I'm in an episode of The Bear on Hulu. It's pretty nice to be bonding with your coworkers as well while all that's going on. I think it's honestly one of the best on-campus jobs that you can offer. But working at Crossroads, it brings everybody together. all the baristas at Crossroads and Wired work interchangeably. Like if I'm not working here at Crossroads, then I'm at Wired, and so we're all connected in that way, as well as like being able to have a place to lounge around and be able to connect through that way. I mean, who doesn't like coffee? We're all like college students. You got to be in the know to know. Like there's going to be the people that go to Hatchet and they love Hatchet and they're going to rave about Hatchet and they're going to carry their Hatchet like portable cups. Or there are the people that are like, I love e-news and e-news is the way to go.
So I am the manager, but I started out as a barista and started baking shortly after that, and now I'm also a coffee roaster, so I do a little bit of everything there. Espresso News has been here for 30 years, and almost 30 years, and not much has changed. It's a little bit of like a throwback in some ways, and it's also just like really homey. I don't know that any of the decor there is super intentional, but it's kind of been a like collage of a lot of people that have come through there and put their touch on it at this point. So I moved here in 2009 and there were like a couple shops here, a couple roasters, and in the last 10 years it's really taken off quite a bit. There's a lot more people that are interested in trying lattes and different kinds of espresso drinks, trying different locally roasted coffees. I think that's just like become more present in people's mind. And we've been talking a lot too of seeing like a shift from just drip coffee to more specialty drinks and lattes and stuff like that and what consumers prefer. So there's definitely been a shift, but definitely people love their coffee here. Oh yeah, well we do roast all of our own beans right there in our shop. So everything is done right there. And so it's super fresh, like all the time. We are kind of no frills. We like to put a little extra touch on there where we can, but we're just like a straightforward, good drink. I'm a drip coffee person, so I'm definitely looking for like good quality beans and good quality coffee. But I also like to see that they have like local snacks or in-house baked stuff. Plenty of room to like cozy up with your computer or a book or something like that. I think the community is really great and you get to make a lot of connections with people in the community. We have a lot of regulars that have a lot of different positions in town or are other local business owners, so you just get to know a lot of people.
That was so cool. I definitely appreciate our baristas.
For sure. They're keeping all of us Mountaineers energized.
And I'm getting kind of tired right now. I need to get myself some coffee.
Come on, Seth. You gotta show us how to make it.
All right. When we come back, I'll show you how to make some special coffee drinks.
Let's go! To a place where you can grow.
A place to be heard.
And take a closer look.
A place where you can crush it.
And push yourself.
A place to find your voice.
This place rocks. And rolls.
A place where you can get out.
Way out! A place you'll never forget.
So where is this place? Let me show you.
Hi, neighbor.
I'm Ryan Perone.
And I'm Elena Jones.
Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. as we explore the events, organizations, and people that make the High Country so special.
You can tune in on Channel 198 for Spectrum customers, Channel 20 or 1020 for SkyBest customers, or Channel 23-3 on campus.
Also, make sure to follow us at Instagram at @hi_neighbor AppTV for up-to-date coverage of events happening and student-made content. Until then,
bye neighbor.
The football season's over, but we are far from done. With basketball picking up and March Madness right around the corner, catch all your App State national sports news on Charter Cable Channel 198 and on YouTube at AppTV. Let's have a great year and roll Nears.
AppTV's gaming news channel is back for Season 8. Pixel Peek is your source for the latest gaming news, reviews, gameplay, and much more. Be sure to check out our new season bi-weekly at apptv.com or any of these channels every Thursday.
Welcome back to Connected Cultures.
We've gone over everything about coffee culture here at App State, but we still should learn how to make a few drinks. Come with me. I'll show you how it's done. Hello everybody. We're going to be doing something a little different here. And before we continue further, as we know around the studio, I am a certified cook in the studio. Everybody knows this, but something that you may not know is that I'm also a certified barista elsewhere. We're going to be making a multitude of drinks. We're not just going to focus on one. We're making multiple espresso related drinks. I have a French press right here. I'm going to show you how to use that. I'm going to make some brewed coffee. Just give you some tips and tricks to make the drinks and to use the equipment necessary. So how about we just jump right into it? We're going to get out the ingredients needed and take some safety precautions. Be back. This is a Connected Cultures apron. How about we just jump right into it? Shot glasses. Usually need a steaming pitcher. I have one. I have no idea where it is, and so this will do. This is just a thermos. Need some hot water because we're gonna making Americanos, and choice of milk. I have 2%. Be right back. Right off the bat, for this espresso machine, you're gonna want to need the required amounts of water to make the drinks. Be sure to have fresh beans in your machine and dump any bad grounds before starting. Get a paper towel or rag and a container of sanitized water to clean your steam wand after you make your hot drinks. Right here I'm using a paperclip sized needle to clean the steam wand hole just to make sure that we get steam coming through our wand. These are the settings I like to keep my grind size and my grind amount. You want a good amount of grounds to fill your portafilter. Then use your tampering tool to apply pressure to the grounds to get a very smooth top layer to the portafilter. It should be very smooth and not rocky, very gentle. Get your desired amount of milk and you're ready to steam. I can't talk over the steaming noises, so watch how I do it. Clean the steam wand as best as you can and get any milk residue out before using again. Your espresso should have a top layer of crema instead of just all dark espresso. Now we're gonna make an Americano, so boil some hot water in your pot. Now for this drink, bear with me. You're not gonna get just 2 shots of espresso. You're gonna need, you ready? Yeah, 4 shots of espresso. You heard me, 4 shots of espresso to get out all that water taste and just the coffee feel to it. For a French press, be sure to get more hot water out. Set a timer for 4 minutes to allow our grounds to brew. Be sure to not French press the French press until the French press is done French pressing.
You're cool. I like what you're doing.
Oh, thank
I like that you have such an interesting study.
Study? That was a lot of fun. Just making a sequence of drinks in my own kitchen instead of work. It's a lot of fun and it's so different and I love doing it. Yeah, it's been great and it smells so amazing in here. I've gone a little bit nose blind to it, but it's not enough to the fact that I'm completely nose blind. It still smells good and I really like making the drinks and I hope that you had fun watching me make the drinks. So how about we bring the thermos in the studio, bring it to Jaylen so that he and I can drink and finish the episode. So let's do that.
Thanks for watching.
We hope you've enjoyed talking about coffee with us and learning a thing or two.
Tune in next time for another episode of Connected Cultures. Bye.
No, I didn't actually. Let's go to Connor O'Donnell.
He's offended.
I'm so sorry.
And you know this man for like 15 years.
Going from the beginning?
It's morphin' time.
Wait, shoot. Stegosaurus!
See, I feel like you can learn a lot about someone depending on like what their favorite like Power Rangers like show is.
Like which one?
Yeah.
Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers.
Welcome back to Connected Cultures.
We've gone over everything about coffee,